Yes, yes, yes.
Yo.
Geek Cypher.
Mm.
How you doing, Josh D?
I'm good. And you?
Chilling, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. What you were here? You haven't been here since 250? No, you came.
I haven't been here since the celebration.
Okay, yeah. So it is 250 that I was thinking.
Yeah.
Wild. Episode 272. It's kind of crazy that we've done 22 more episodes since then.
Yeah.
That is nuts when I think about it. But yeah, man, this has been the year is quickly coming to an end, which is kind of nuts when I think about it.
Yeah.
We've been the year goes fast, man. Sometimes
The older you get, the faster it goes by.
And I hate that because the reverse of that is I feel old when I realize how fast the year goes by.
Right.
I start to feel really, really old when I'm just like, oh, it's already October. And I'm like, God damn, we're near the end of the year. That's what really throws me.
I get a little more excited because it's end of November is my birthday, and then you got Christmas, and you're like, yeah, I just get to relax.
That's fair. I currently have Fridays off.
So you got that 4-day work week?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I hear a lot of people talk about the 4-day work week, and they do this whole spiel about like, it's better, it's more blah, blah, blah. And I always thought it was kind of like silly. I was just like, man, 4-day work weeks. And then I was told, yo, you got to use your vacation time. I was like, oh, okay. And I don't like taking vacation. I'm not really a traveler and stuff like that.
You're a workaholic. That's your problem, boy.
Yeah. It's, I had 2 jobs at one point, was working 12 days out of 14. I'd work
Caribbean
12 days.
Stereotype over here.
Oh my God.
You only have 1 job.
Yeah.
2 jobs, boy. I had 3 jobs.
It's true. I did have 3 jobs at one point, and then I had 2, and I was like, this is enough. But it's yeah, facts, right?
Yeah.
And like many West Indians, and Filipino community shout outs, we all end up working at the hospital for a little bit in some way or form. So I was working at the hospital and I had my other job. And then when you have a hospital job, you're just like, union, better keep this one in the back pocket. Just keep, just keep doing your job, show up, do your 0.2. And I was just like, yeah, man, I can do this. I can do my 0.2. So finally at this job though, they're just like, yo, you got to take vacation.
Yeah.
I was just like, fine. Okay. They're just like, okay, when do you want to take? I was like, I'm going to take off every Friday for November and December. They're just like, what? Fine, do that if you want. I was just like, yes.
Did you actually calculate it, or it just so happened? Or
it works out that and I'm actually in doing that, I still don't end up using all my vacation.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I still end up with 2 weeks because I have 20 days, and I end up, the way it works out, I end up still with 2 weeks at the end of it.
Right.
So I still got to use that before April in some way or form. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
And my
Jaws, my man.
Yo, what's up?
My man.
Oh,
how you doing, man?
I'm good. And you?
Not too bad. Sorry I was late. I got a new what's it called? Audio interface, new headphones. So I had to figure it all out before the show. I should have used the old one for the show, but also, you get excited. You just like, I gotta put everything together now.
I got new toys.
Hopefully I'm coming
A
across
into slot C. What?
Sound wise, you guys hear me okay? Doesn't
you
sound
good
or anything.
Wicked. No, it's good. No echoes or anything. Jaws, what were you about to say though about work?
Oh, I was just saying that for us, they let us roll our vacation days to the next year.
Like they should.
All of them?
All of them. Yeah. Well, it's mostly because of COVID, and we don't get the whole week off. We only get the stat days and stuff. So it's just like.
So wait, hold on.
This is grown ass people conversation, by the way. All you youngins out there. Listen, we're talking about when I said I get every Friday off for 2 months and I still have 2 weeks. That's what happens when you have a career job and you have 20 days vacation.
Yeah, vacations matter, bro. And when and how you interlace them with your actual, it all matters.
Yeah,
you need to take advantage of the vacation of the stat holidays and book your vacays around the stat holidays, so it prolongs your vacation.
Yeah, those extra few days.
You gotta think of those parts. But wait, hold on. Before COVID, were you able to? Did you have carryover days?
No, it was you have to use all your stuff. Okay. You gotta use all your stuff.
Okay. See, I'm lucky. I actually have 5 days I can carry over every year.
Yeah,
but you have to use them before March of the next year.
Yeah.
So that's the only catch.
There's always a cutoff because I'm pretty sure it's a finance thing, and if you don't use them, then they have to pay you out, and they're just like,
see, and that's my thing. No one likes to pay it out, and that's what bothers me. I don't understand why they don't want to pay it out.
Well, I'll ask you this: would you prefer them to pay you out, and then the government be like, "Ooh, you had a brand new tax bracket, and you didn't count for that. Gimme."
But here's the thing: the vacation that you get comes from your 4%. So that's the part I don't understand. It's money that you've been putting aside this whole time.
Yeah, but that's just like paying into unemployment and pension. Like you won't see that money until you have to see it. You know what I mean?
I think it might depend. It might depend on how they count it, in the sense of one day might be like your vacation days are your vacation days, and then the other ones are like toil, like you didn't take your overtime, so you took it as an extra day off or something like that, or you add it towards extra day off, and it doesn't count towards your vacation day. So it depends on where you work and how it's all kind of divided and worked like that.
Yeah, I just know that my flat vacation days are out of my 4% that I've already accumulated, so the company doesn't lose out. So I don't understand why they don't like just paying it out to me, like. And I'm not talking about my company now. I'm talking about companies in general, because I hear this all the time. Like even when I worked at the hospital, it seemed like it was an issue to just sometimes get it paid out. When I worked at Staples, for example, they never wanted to pay it out.
I feel like it's a tax thing. It's you getting the extra pay means that you're not working for the allotted salary. Thus, they have to write that up to the tax man and be like, well, this person, I think it's like this extra bit
tax
that they have
me
to
then,
do
baby, but give me that money.
No, what I'm saying is that somebody has to fill in this paperwork and then that paperwork, and the government has to get back to you on that, and then and probably by the time you get your money, it's like maybe a while after the fact, and you're like, I didn't get my money yet, and it's like, well, we have to fill out all this paperwork. This is what happens.
All I know is, if I don't want to take vacation, and I work, and y'all got my 4% locked up in an account somewhere, and y'all are saying you have to take the days off so we can pay you out of that instead of just give me the money.
Give me the money. Goddamn 4%.
Just give me my money.
And it could also be an HR thing. He didn't take days off. He's burning out.
I kept telling Michael. No, that's
friggin' HR, man. Do you trust HR?
You're thinking HR cares about how burned out.
I was gonna say.
I'm not saying HR cares about you. I'm saying HR is making sure that they're not liable because you didn't take your vacation day after they told you millions of times to take your vacation, and now you're burnt out because you didn't take any of your vacation. Now you can sue them like, well, they didn't give me my vacation. Yes, we did. Here's emails upon emails.
That's great.
I know that HR is not there.
Listen, all these things for some reason that I never cared about 15, 20 years ago are like,
But that's the thing. That's why I like having these conversations on this podcast, because I feel like when I was younger, someone had these conversations and it told me about this stuff and it informed me about this stuff. Even now, I know friends of mine who don't know this stuff. Like
I mean, there's so much I still learn every year. I just found out what restricted stock units were like a year or two ago. I had no idea this was something you can get. I didn't know they had to vest after a certain time before you can take them out. Like there's all these things. We go through school for all these years for nothing. Because a lot of it.
My cousin posted up this really funny picture on Facebook. He said, "Man, he's like, I'm X amount of years old and I still haven't used Pythagoras' theorem yet."
Right?
Still haven't used A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
You know how many pi jokes you make, but when have you ever had to use pi in any sort of equation in your life?
I'm happy that all the scientists who actually have to use this stuff learned it when they did, but why can't they learn it later? Like I feel like
be part of what you want to pursue as a career.
Yeah,
like actually have tailored but then that again, we're talking about education reform at this point.
I know. Yeah, and then we're gonna get even more complaints.
Gets into a hole. Yeah.
I think
about children.
I think my favorite that I saw online was like I guess this guy talking about boomer channels and stuff like that, or like Facebook groups and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, I understand that you miss a simpler time and you wish that younger people knew about rotary phones and using a remote, like getting up to go and change the TV with the clicker on it and stuff, like the dial. And it's like, but just teach us how to do taxes. Like, care about something that's more useful. Like, just do that. Like, oh, you don't know how to read a clock with a minute hand and an hour hand. No, just show us how to do taxes. Just that's it. That's all we really need. Give us something useful.
Honestly, like taxes, how to save, investing, just those 3 things.
Yeah. Every time I hear these celebrities talk about opening up these new schools, LeBron has a school, this person has a school. I keep saying, like, I'm happy you're opening up the school, but are you opening up those schools and teaching the kids the things that you felt you needed to learn when you were younger? Specifically, like we're saying, investments, like all the things that you as an athlete, you as a celebrity, you as a star
would have benefited from.
Yeah, all your crew around you, all the legalities, the contracts, the dealings, all those paths that you didn't feel you were given as a kid, the little bit of knowledge in investments, a little bit of knowledge in understanding your taxes, understanding tax brackets, understanding that stuff. So that by the time you're a celebrity, you're not playing catch up. Your boys aren't playing catch up that you want to bring up with you. Like, that's the stuff I'm hoping that LeBron and those guys who are opening up these special schools are considering. So that
when it's interesting to see the curriculum for those kinds of
schools. I think that would fall underneath home ec.
Oh my God.
Just put
don't
it,
even.
That's no, but I'm just saying.
Let's put it this way. I didn't cook once in home ec. That's how useless my home ec class was. There was no it was a free period.
I'm just saying, like, home ec should either fall underneath economics or home ec. And just I know
like a proper home ec.
Doc, I know I think when we went to high school, one of our economics teacher taught us how to do our taxes. He would give you like a fake person with a salary and this and that.
Oh, cool.
And then you would bring in the free tax stuff you would do, and then you have to fill in all the paperwork and stuff like that.
Oh wow, I didn't have that. You had that.
You didn't have. No, I know. Proto Man, friend of the show, told me about that. I was like, "What? That's so cool!" And then I ended up doing it on my own. I was like, "Okay, that's
pretty cool."
Like I remember Proto Man's mom showed me how to do it. I was like, "Oh, that's not hard as I thought." But I think you would want to get an actual professional for more complicated stuff.
Of course,
yes,
that's one
when
thing.
It relates to like personal business or like if you're a landlord, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like I have my own personal business registered, and because of that. Like I have to go through, like I have a money man, as I call him. Shout out to Mobs. But I have.
Oh, sorry. Say the name again. I talked over you.
Mobs. Yeah. Same thing. I mentioned him when I did the Spike Lee interview. I was just like, yeah, man, that's, money man takes care of everything, because that's it. Right. Like at some point, and it's not because I don't feel I understand it or couldn't learn it, but he studied it, and I feel more comfortable with his knowledge and his interest, because that's the other thing. Being an accountant is something that comes down with people who are actually interested in that stuff. Like I love numbers, but I do not want to go code 73 in the legal tax bracket, blah, blah. It's like, no.
It's pretty interesting how some people are wired that way. And that can keep their interest. For me, I'm gone. Like after a minute or two, I just trail off. It's just like I stop caring. Just tell me how to get to the finish line.
Yo, jokes aside, we should probably have Mobs on one time, and like, because tax season is going to start soon. We should have him on and just let him talk. Like, hey guys, this is why you should get RSPs now. This is why you should do this now. All the things he yells at me that I don't listen to.
Oh no!
But explain it in geek terms and like talk about Tony's finances and like,
oh my god,
and like Mr.
Yo. So you see in Arrakis, they have the spice melange, right? And because the House Harkonnen couldn't stay, and then the Atreides came in, they were pissed off, and then he just blew up all.
That is so funny. Yeah, that'd be cool though. Nerd taxes. That'd be hilarious. You know whose taxes are probably a mess? Especially if you guys get what you want with this multiverse of madness where there's multiple Peter Parkers in one place. That man's gonna have some messed up taxes trying to explain 3 Peter Parkers with the same name, same legal government name, same address, same Aunt May, same birthday.
Do you think they all have the same like social insurance number? Do you think they all have the same one across the same universe?
I would love to know if in the multiverse your social insurance number is still the same number across all the universes, and that becomes a big mess, and someone at the TVA is in charge of checking.
God.
Peter Parker, Earth 616, serial. Anyways, that's big nerd talk. But
let us get into it then.
Talk about it. I'm wearing my Venom shirt because I saw Venom in the trailer. No, I'm joking.
Where's my?
I
should have been holding up my Spider-Man poster, but
that was the other.
I was watching before the trailer was launched on YouTube. How desperate! It's crazy how much this movie's caught my attention. But like I watched Spider-Man. The fan reveal. Like there was an event they held in LA where they had some fans actually watch the premiere of a trailer. When have you ever heard
that's
trailer premiere event? You're going to this event to maybe see the actor or two that are in the movie and then watch a trailer for 3 minutes and then that's the event. But the anticipation, the amount of people I saw tuning into each live broadcast I clicked into on YouTube, they had like 20K viewers. One had 80, one had 50, 60. I was like this movie, if there was ever a movie that has a chance of making 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion in the box office, my money would be on this movie because of the anticipation. And it better live up to expectations.
It will not. I will tell you right now.
You're forever the pessimist, and I don't know why.
But I say this only because I don't think it's possible to live up to the level of expectation that people are giving to this movie now. If you had asked me like a year ago, when people seemed more like steady and calm, but now that movies have started, like, you know, theaters have opened back, people are outside, everything like that, I really think the level of expectation, it cannot meet that level. I
see what you're saying. I understand, because there's some, I think it has to do with the pandemic and how much sooner we were supposed to get this movie, and then the build up and all the things leading up to this, like it's created such a vortex of expectation. Which I don't think I hear you. I don't think that level will be met, but I think it'll be such a good movie and still satiate people's like hunger and thirst for a movie like this, that it would make that much more money. I think obviously this is going to be the first $1 billion post-pandemic movie, 100%.
I think it's going to make that money because Black Widow and Eternals didn't. no one really.
We'll talk about Eternals after this for sure.
But I'm just saying, like, just people are just like, but people just love Spider-Man. Everyone, people are still posting memes of the '60s cartoon show. Like that's how much people love Spider-Man.
Yo, so I just rewatched. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 yesterday.
Oh, I didn't watch that one yet.
And I accidentally clicked on Amazing Spider-Man. I started watching it. I'm like, there's a 1970s TV show.
Yes.
Called The Amazing Spider-Man. They had one season of it. And my God, it was horrible. But I couldn't look away. I remember it was so bad. It had all the typical 70s like tropes. The villains were Asian guys with the Fu Manchu. You know what I mean? Like it was horrid.
But that's where you get the old. That's the one where you get the old school Spider-Man song. Is that one? Or are you talking about another one after that?
I think it's
a live action, no?
It's a live action. It's not.
That one. Okay. Yeah. I think that was CBS or something.
Maybe I just didn't know this existed, and my goodness, I'm glad I didn't know till now, because you should honestly. I watched the actual movie right after it, and it took me a while to like erase that from my memory. Crazy.
I would if you want to get your mind broken again, you should watch the Japanese live action Spider-Man show.
I've seen that.
You've seen that because that birthed all the Power Rangers and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
really?
is worse than that. Yeah. It's very Power Ranger-esque.
Yeah,
that birth. What? I didn't realize that Spider-Man show from Japan was one of the lead. I knew it was around the same time. I actually thought it stole from all those other shows, but it was like one of the originators.
I think
was it before Ultraman though? Because
maybe I can't remember where around Ultraman, but I know it's like the one that kind of popularized that you have an object, you have a wearable that changes you into another costume, and then you call a machine to come out to jump into. So Ultraman was just you changing into Ultraman, and then but you got big. You start off small and got big. So this one
Ultraman was way after, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Ultraman, by the way, if you guys ever check out Ready Player One, the Ultraman pill in the book and in the movie, I think they use it. Awesome. Those are like that movie and that book. Well, I say more specifically the book really used all those elements that we as nerds enjoy from that era and made them into one thing, which was a lot of fun.
Sweet.
And death to the metaverse that our Mr. Creepy Robot Face is trying to create, because I feel like that is going to be a poor man's version of the Ready Player One Oasis.
He's our social overlord. Who are you to speak to him this way?
That man read Ready Player One and was just like, I could be that. And it's like, no, stop it. Get the fuck away from everything. Anyways, Spider-Man.
So what did you think of the trailer? Based after seeing the first one, what did you think of the second one?
Jaws, I'll let you go first.
I thought there was only one trailer. Which second trailer are you talking about?
The one you saw, the one you saw last night.
Yeah,
like that was one? That's the second one.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was
miss anything in the first one.
Okay, I thought it was pretty cool. There was some stuff I was a little bit confused about, but for the most part, I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." This and that, and I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna make Mary Jane, Gwen,
right?
Yeah, right? Yeah,
that's a possible. Listen, I got a whole list of things, and I got screenshots. We'll be sharing some screens in a little bit.
There was one thing I wanted to point out that I saw before I got into here. Someone, so new Jamie Foxx. New Jamie Foxx Electro. He's all yellow. First thing that Black Twitter notices, he's got Tim's on. First thing they notice.
He's actually very Killmonger-esque in his attire, right?
Yeah, but they immediately notice that he's got Tim's on. So forget about him shooting out yellow electricity. Forget him having the actual
the mask. I was so excited.
That was the only thing I noticed.
And they're like, nah, he's got Tim's. He's got Tim's,
Black
boy.
Twitter. Black Twitter catches everything.
We gotta stop calling it Black Twitter, though. It's just American Twitter at this point.
No, it's Black Twitter. It's Black.
Which part of America?
Yeah,
Black America. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's why we didn't notice, because it's not part of our thing.
I'm on Black Twitter often. I might not tweet as much, but I follow that stuff. Same thing with all the blurred groups. Like, those guys are great. All the insight that they have into some of these details. Jaws is not wrong. Like, anytime someone has
I believe it 100%.
Tim's on or anything Black culture related that is
Black Air Forces.
Yeah. And they will notice.
you saw that was Peter Parker when he was wearing when you go see No, were they? No, they weren't Air Forces, were they?
No, they weren't Air Forces.
Okay, my bad. I know there were black Nikes, but I didn't know which type because I'm not a sneakerhead.
Also, the cosplay in blurred culture is next level. Like, I love seeing when people do.
We're talking about it.
New York Spider-Man with the Tims. You guys see when Spider-Man?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, with the Timberlands
and power comes with great responsibility, bro.
Yeah.
He's there with his hands.
The classic Electro.
Yeah.
Costume.
That was really
cool.
Well
it's
done.
actually a cooler way. Yeah, it's a much cooler way of them doing this. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm happy. And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of lessons were learned from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they're just like, maybe we go in a different direction for how we're going to make Electro look.
What else was there?
How many screen caps did you take, sir?
I didn't put them in order, but we're going to talk about them.
I noticed that Doc Ock's arms
turn red.
So some people feel like he steals some of the nanomachines, the Tony tech.
Yes, I 100% think so. I 100%.
I have a different theory on that too. But I think it is definitely the nanotech.
Yeah, when he hits Peter and then the arms start to change, like my first thought was, "Yo, that has to be the nanotech," and I'm excited for it. Like that's cool to me.
I think the nanotech, and correct me if I'm wrong, not correct me if I'm wrong, but like this is my theory. Okay, I think Peter during this battle, or the nanotech, or whatever AI he has in there, figures out that the nanotech can keep Doc Ock's tentacles in check, right? Because when Doc's in the cage later on in the basement, like you'll notice that his tentacles are closed. Yeah, usually they're open like this, right? They look like they were like under control almost, and they're usually open and sentient. So I feel like the nanotech, and you'll notice also on the next screenshot here, the reason why Peter's face gets revealed is because he's trying to protect his chest from that attack, because the nanotech is missing in that section. And if you remember in Endgame, when Peter, well, not Peter, but Tony was fighting Thanos, and he was getting hit, and the nanotech was flying off of him, but like they were relocating to different areas. So even if they're not at 100%, they relocate. So that's the only reason why he has to reveal his face here. But I do think that the nanotech is like it's on purpose. Like
Infinity War. Infinity War that happened, and then I think Endgame. Yeah, when he's fighting Thanos before the snap, with the moon, before the Thanos snap.
Oh, that's when he did the knife. That was Infinity War.
And then apparently in Endgame, Tony fixes his suit so that doesn't happen. Apparently. So every time you see Tony in the new movie, he's fixing his suit because of what happened in the last movie. So you always get to see this progression if you're paying attention to Tony and his new suits, his new marks.
But that's one of the things that Shuri and them were making fun of him, because her suit, like a Wakandan suit, doesn't need that. That's the whole point, right? The Wakandan suits don't need upgrades; they adapt already.
Yeah,
so that's one of the things that I always kind of liked about Wakandan tech versus Tony's tech. I respect Tony's tech. I respect that he has the innovation to come up and adapt constantly. I just kind of like the idea that Wakandan tech knows to be ready for almost all situations and can adapt accordingly.
Just to wrap up my stuff, you get to hear Willem Dafoe's voice as Green Lantern. No, goddamn.
Goblin, yeah.
Green Goblin, thank you.
Green Lantern. Imagine.
Yeah, my bad.
That'd be hilarious.
And then also the last part that I have, Sinister 5. Oh,
for sure.
Sorry. The last part that I have is that Peter doesn't want to kill anybody. And I thought that was very reminiscent of Maximum Carnage, where they're constantly telling him that he has to kill Carnage. And he's like, no, I don't want to kill Carnage.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't think so. Here's the thing. I don't think Doctor Strange is telling him that he has to kill anyone. He's just saying that if I return them to their universe, they will, like, they're destined to die. Kind of like giving him the insight on the fact that these villains, and then that the only reason I feel like they're having that conversation is because either Doc Ock or Green Goblin, whichever one has gotten into Peter's head, has convinced him that their Spider-Man are evil, right? And that their Spider-Man are, kill them in their realities. And then Doctor Strange confirming that is why Peter steals the cube. I don't see another reason why Peter would do it.
I'm concerned that if Peter is that naive, though.
Yeah,
I'd be concerned. No,
look at Mysterio. Look at the event with Mysterio.
If you got him that young, then you might as well play the naive, and then he becomes the hero in the future.
Specifically, the reason I'm worried if he would to fall for something like that again is he just dealt with Mysterio.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. If you just dealt with Mysterio and you just got played, for you to come again and the villains play you again, fool me once, fool me twice type mentality. Like, I want Peter Parker to be the same way we just talked about. Tony gets smarter every time and adapts. I want Peter Parker to adapt and be smarter every time.
But again,
Peter's got daddy issues, right? So anyone that comes in with fatherly advice, he tends to kind of, lean on.
I'm going to preface it with this: the fact that Mysterio didn't actually come from an alternate universe, and these guys are and will and am, and then he has Mr. Made Up Space name, Mr. Made Up Hero name, Doctor Strange, saying like, yeah, these guys are from alternate universes,
right? Actually confirming something that Quentin Beck lied about almost in the previous one, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So again, though, I still find it would be a little unfortunate as writers if you wrote that Peter Parker got played in the second movie, and then in the third movie he comes around and he gets played again. I would find that a little bit lazy as writing, to be like, oh, it's just that Peter Parker gets played every time because he's not smart enough to.
But I think that's. But I think I would say that's his MO since the first movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'd be better explained than what I put out there, and I don't think it'll take away from the plot either.
Sure, if you guys are saying it's his MO since the first movie, shouldn't the MO change? Shouldn't he have evolved in three movies?
I would say in this one, it would probably be changing. In this
one,
that's
what I'm saying. I would hope that he's changed to the point where he doesn't fall for stuff easily.
Yeah,
because again, hopefully. we haven't seen who his Uncle Ben is, and I don't think they're interested in retreading that again. And
God, I really hope
so remember the other theory for the movie is that Ned is supposed to become Hobgoblin or something. That's why the actor
lost weight.
Jacob Baldwin.
Oh, we saw that glider. You guys saw on the glider at one point.
I posted the video, but here I'm gonna share.
Yeah, there's at one point on the glider.
It's either this version of Willem Dafoe's Goblin, where he wears a hood and his face is revealed.
But they show the other version.
Yes.
They show the one with the regular mask.
Yeah, that's why I would find it weird if he's. I really think that's a different Goblin.
There, it could either be this one.
Yeah, that's more what I was
Amazing
thinking.
Spider-Man 2.
I was wondering. I'm assuming no one's calling what's his name back from 3.
Oh, James Franco.
Yeah, James Franco. Yeah, I don't think they're calling him back because that's what I thought it would have. This one would have been James Franco.
Like you said, it could be Ned.
I'm a little on the it's Ned side. I would like it to be Ned, and not his Ned, but an alternate reality Ned, because that's the other thing. I think one of the things that will be great here is the fact that they can take advantage of that these villains have all faced Peter Parker in different realities. So you can give us future villains and past villains. You can give us different versions. You can give us Hobgoblin.
Yeah, exactly.
You can give us when I first saw the picture of Electro, Sandman, and Lizard, I thought Lizard was Scorpion for a second.
Oh,
okay.
No, I was like, no, that has to be like, I don't think they would shoot somebody that we haven't seen in any of the movies yet.
I mean, perfect chance though.
But even funnier if Spider-Ham showed up.
Oh my god.
No.
Amazing Spider-Man.
that would be funny. Maybe in a post-credit scene or something, he's like in the background running off or something. But I don't know if I want to see him in this movie. I want this.
Hey, everybody, wait for me.
Yeah, I want this movie to be serious. I don't want the jokes.
Yo, one of my buddies keeps telling me that he's just like, if they don't give me a scene where all 3 Peter Parkers as Spider-Man point at each other like the meme, I'm gonna be upset. And I'm like, no, I don't want that stuff. I don't want that stuff.
Do it. Do it now.
We just got a question from Grizz, which I think is a very fair question. What's the difference between Hobgoblin and Green Goblin? Green Goblin is Norman Osborn, who is one of the smartest characters in the Marvel universe, one of the most manipulative, and has also gotten high on his own supply, very much as we saw in the movies and in the comic book. Hobgoblin is a failed actor.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know he's his friend Ned. I was trying to remember if he was.
It depends on which version you're talking about, because I go by the cartoon.
We have the hairy Hobgoblin.
Yeah, who takes over the mantle after his dad dies, and he comes back. I was just thinking of the Ned version. Sorry,
I was thinking of like the '90s cartoon, which is like, I think he's like kind of a rich guy or something like that, and then he's just been doing it for so long, and then Norman Osborn kind of steals his MO, but I can't remember where he gets the tech from. It's a little bit weird in the 90s cartoon.
In the comics, he was a reporter at the Daily Bugle that gets brainwashed.
Ned Leeds.
Yeah, Ned Leeds.
It's so sad that I mean, I like that actor, and it would be so sad to me that if he ends up being Hobgoblin already, because I'm like, because if you think of it timeline wise, first movie, Homecoming, Peter has a friend. His friend finds out who he is. It's really cool. Second movie, there's like dealing with the post-blip stuff. Everything's kind of crazy. His friend, the people have aged up in their grades. Some people are still young. Your friendship that you've had with this person has been tested and to the limits. You go on this trip, everyone almost dies. Ned is constantly in danger just from being your friend, but he doesn't mind because he's your friend. MJ too, yeah. And then in the third movie, it's just like, hey, by the way, I'm now evil and I'm trying to kill you. It's like, oh, damn.
But yeah, that's the MO of Spider-Man.
I know.
Yeah. He's just the put upon guy that's trying to do right and just can't catch a break. Unless, Marvel finally decides like, okay, let's let him be an adult, let him marry MJ, let him run his own company, his own business.
Oh, yeah.
And then some other editor comes in like, no, I like him when he was young.
Yeah.
Mephisto come mess up everything. And they're like, no, why?
Yeah, so I want to go back to that MJ scene you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Because
this is from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, but here's why that's there, and I don't know why things are. So this is MJ falling, right?
Yeah.
Now, you notice Peter goes after her, or at least they cut it to make it look like Peter goes after her.
Well, they show his hand almost catching hers.
Yeah, so like,
is it? I don't think it's his hand, because it doesn't. When I pause it, it doesn't look like the Iron Spider suit that he has on, like the hand for it.
But he's in different suits. Closer towards the end of the movie, and he has like a black gold suit.
He has different suits in the trailer, so I can't really like trying to figure out what.
It could be a bait and switch too, right? I feel like it's one of those things where like it's a bait and switch, and it is Peter, and it ends well, or it may not be Peter jumping after her. And again, I'm going to bring this in because I feel like it has been confirmed. You're probably going to be a naysayer and say Andrew Garfield's not in it, but I think he's in it. And this might be like his redemption moment for failing to catch Gwen.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think. I just watched the video.
I haven't seen a trailer with him in it, so I can't say that.
Dude, okay, hold on.
Well,
the scenes we saw were scaffolding, right? Remember this leaked photo?
Yes.
I mean,
you do realize that the movie takes place in New York. Have you ever been in New York and not seen scaffolding?
Stop, just pointing. Stop. You're such a tough crowd.
If you're gonna ask me, if you're gonna say things like, "Look, it's Spider-Man on scaffolding," I'm gonna say,
Doc, I thought you were gonna say like, "Huh, that looks like the Electro fight in Times Square."
also,
anytime he's on scaffolding, like I'm not gonna. Tell me.
Well, I feel really bad. I feel really bad for Andrew Garfield because everyone constantly bugs him about that, but no one's really bugging Tobey Maguire about it at all. He gets escaped by no
I don't
problem.
even necessarily think Tobey Maguire might be in it. He might be though, but I think Andrew Garfield for sure.
If they got Doc Ock in there, I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire's in there.
Right.
Tobey Maguire doesn't even he's retired. He's just out there playing poker, treating people like shit. Like he's living his best celebrity life, right? Like
they just need to CGI his face onto a costume. He'd be all right. Same thing with Doc. That's exactly what they did. They de-aged him and CGI'd him on.
And also, remember that Kevin Feige, he's got his sniper on you. Remember what he did to Don Cheadle on Conan O'Brien. Look up, I think it was Conan O'Brien. Look up Don Cheadle, Conan O'Brien spoiling Marvel something, and he just gets shot. They put a squib on him and everything. Bah!
Look at this scene right here.
Did her head hit first, or did he crack her neck? We'll never know.
It was definitely a combination of both, but I think her neck looks busted here. Like her neck looks broken.
Take it off the screen. Take it off the screen. I don't want to see this. Come on.
He better be the one to save MJ. I swear to God. That's the only thing I.
How's he gonna do it if he's not in the movie though?
Okay, well, that's a different story there, Doc. That's a different story. Also, did you notice that this looks like an arc reactor?
Yeah.
Either Doc Ock or Green Goblin stealing the tech to help control, because you know how Electro couldn't control his powers in Amazing Spider-Man. This might be like a suit
that they something built on his forehead.
What?
He had some thing on his forehead, like he had a suit or something, but like he had some extra tech on his forehead. Yeah, but
that didn't work, right? That's why he died in the end.
Oh, I don't remember.
This outfit kind of looks like Whiplash's outfit, if I'm being honest, though.
Yeah.
That looks more like Whiplash than Iron Man 2.
But again, yeah, it's Iron Man tied, obviously, at this point.
Yeah. Because there's a few different characters. Like there's because Tony always has these electrical enemies, right? Living Laser. Like he has dealt with Electro in the comic book, if I'm not mistaken. There's that whole arc in the Avengers where the Electro, I think he was tricked into it, but he breaks everyone out of what's that major prison that they have in the comic book?
I can't remember
the villains. I'll have to look it up. But one of the big stories in the Avengers is that Electro finally gets all his powers and blows a hole in it, and everyone escapes, and all the heroes are looking for all the villains, and he's just laying low because he's just like, I know I'm gonna be the most wanted once they realize what I did.
Which prison is that? The one where they fought with Sentry on the raft?
The raft. He blows a hole in the raft, but he does it. This is before a fight with Sentry. He does it at the beginning of the new Avengers run when Luke Cage takes over the team, which is a couple years ago. But that's one of the major storylines that I remember with Electro, because he spends that whole storyline at the beginning being like, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean for it to get out of hand like that. And you're just like, oh, okay. So
another thing that occurred to me with the amount of time. Sorry, Josh, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay. I was just going to say that from you. The only thing I was just kind of saying, the only thing I'm kind of a little bit annoyed about these Spider-Man movies is that it's always like Iron Man 3 2.1.
dude.
3.1, so 3.2, 3.3. It's always like, oh hey, here's the fallout of Tony being dead, and everyone using his tech, or people he screwed over, or Tony trying to really steer Peter in the right direction so he doesn't make his mistakes. And then the rest of it is Tony's mistakes.
Yeah, the whole universe has been Tony's mistakes, but we've actually talked about this in the sense that like Spider-Man, his movies don't necessarily still feel like his own movies.
Yeah,
they don't necessarily feel like a solo thing at this point.
Probably on purpose too, because of Marvel. Because it's like okay, Sony's their it's their custody kid. Sony and Marvel is their custody child, and they have to Sony gets the odd days and the weekend, one weekend, and Marvel gets the other days and the other day on the weekend, and alternating holidays and stuff like that. So I think that's why it's like, okay, we have to put a little bit of Marvel in there. So we're going to put in Doctor Strange. We're going to put in this. We're going to put in that,
Yeah, they had disputes apparently. Like I've seen a lot of reports where like it looks like Marvel, obviously because Sony's doing the trailer, right? So, and they can choose to put whatever they want in there at the end of the day. But they've had like disputes with Marvel about like what to show and what not to show. And I think Sony is for, if they're in the movie, Sony actually wants to put them in the trailer, and Marvel's like, no,
the other Spider-Man,
keep a secret.
Yeah,
like the Brazilian, obviously, Brian, you saw it. The Brazilian version of the trailer, they showed where the villains are jumping at one Spider-Man, but they all look like they're facing different directions, and Tom Holland's going after Sandman. It looks like, but then you notice Lizard either gets kicked or punched in the face, and his head turns. Whereas in the US and Canadian trailers, we don't see that. So obviously someone messed up somewhere and showed that an editing mistake was made there. So that's another reason why I believe. Why?
Some people theorize that it could be Doc Ock helping him.
I thought it might have been, because it looked like at one point in the trailer that Electro was attacking Doc Ock, maybe like on the building when Doc was climbing the building, and like Electro shoots his thing at Doc, and Doc's falling off the building. So I'm like, did Doc go good? Because he was always really a good guy, right? It's just the things.
Yeah, he goes crazy because
his tentacles. Exactly. So there's a very high possibility that Doc is in the final fight with Peter, which would kind of suck as a thing. But I
gotta say though, I'm excited for the potential, because the TVA introduced the idea of variants. And this movie is going to be multiverse crossing. I'm excited for what it means for the MCU and Sony if those guys work out a deal that some of Spider-Man's other rogues can end up in the other MCU films. Because some of those characters don't only show up in Spider-Man. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Doc Ock played by a different actor in an MCU film at some point. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the smarter villains, like genius level villains, showing up. And they've been scientists their whole time. I want a Norman Osborn in the MCU, and I don't only want it to be tied to Spider-Man. Norman Osborn, as much as he's a Spider-Man villain, has done excellent for himself in becoming a genuine villain in the Marvel comic books.
Do we even know if there's a Norman Osborn born in this MCU? Like, we haven't met one, right?
I haven't even had an
inkling, right? I think we saw the building.
No, I don't think we saw the building. And if we did, it would only be in Spider-Man stuff.
In the trailer, that's what people were saying. In the last trailer, the first trailer that you might not have seen, at one point you see a building, and it's supposedly the Oscorp. So people are saying like, oh, so this is going to be the first time we see Oscorp in the MCU. Yes, hopefully. Now, here's my thing. Is this Spider-Man movie, because the Spider-Man movie has the multiverse, I'm a little concerned about what anything in this movie means to the MCU, because if Sony's playing a little hardball with them, they still have the cinematic rights to Spider-Man and anything related. They might not actually let them use some of that stuff.
Well, I want to say that, we did see the Morbius trailer, and we do know that.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Morbius is the one where you see the Osborn building. Apologies.
Yeah,
and we have the Morbius. We have the Morbius trailer, and we know that Michael Keaton shows up as Vulture in it because he says something to somebody. Right.
Yeah. At the end.
Oh yeah.
So maybe
not at the end, but in the trailer. Sorry.
So maybe this movie kind of has this weird melding of universes.
I feel like it's connected. If they make Venom connect, Morbius connects.
and then it cuts into Morbius, and that's why
Vulture.
Vulture shows up. But we also know that Scorpion is in the MCU.
Yes.
I forgot the name of the character.
Yeah,
but he's not Scorpion yet. He's just
played by a Quebec actor.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that actor is from Quebec. He was on Better Call Saul. He was on Lost. No, not Lost. What's the show with She-Hulk, where she has all the twins?
Oh,
not twins. I guess the duplicates, the clones.
I forgot the name of that show. I know what you're talking about, though.
I can't remember.
I was gonna say Lost Girl, but he's on that show too. I'll look up his name, but yeah, he's from Quebec, which is pretty cool.
Orpheus? It's with an O.
Orphans.
Black.
Orphan Black?
Orphan Black. There you go. That sounds about right. But yeah, he's on Orphan Black, which is wild. Yeah, man. I'm excited, nervous, confused about this trailer. I found the trailer a little meh. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I found it meh in the sense that no. But I'll let me explain.
Let him finish.
It was meh. It was meh in the sense that for once a trailer didn't reveal everything, which made it seem less exciting than some, because all the other trailers show you all the big moments in like the Fast and Furious franchise has fucked themselves when it comes to trailers. They don't know how to release a trailer and not show their key scenes. It's like, guys, don't show this scene. Don't show that scene. Why did you show Han? You go to the movie, you watch the movie, you're just like, everything you showed in a trailer is in the movie. All the major scenes are there. Whereas
this trailer,
space? Do you want to know? Do you want to know the difference now? Here's why Marvel is the only thing reining this in.
Because they cheat.
Watch the trailer for Morbius. Watch the trailer for Venom 2. Watch any Sony trailer. They show you everything.
Yeah, too much.
You know everything in their trailer.
Yes.
Sony, Marvel is the reason why we're not seeing much. Period.
That is fair. That is fair.
And apparently Sony's like, fine.
Yeah.
Because
they know. Because they know.
I have heard that. Yeah. I have been hearing about the rumblings that there was one of the reasons the trailer took so long to come out because there was a constant debate about what to show in it and what not to show in it. I don't know, guys. I don't know how sustainable this Sony Disney relationship is, because at the end of the day,
it's not.
It's like,
I think it's needed. I don't like that Disney just owns our childhoods right now. I don't appreciate that. That's a scary thing.
You need one person keeping them in check.
Look what's going on with Star Wars. Just they don't really know what they're doing, and it feels like there's two camps. There's the movie camp, and then there's like the TV camp
100%.
That's doing its own thing, and everyone's enjoying, but no one's really caring about the movies anymore.
Filoni and Favreau are the TV camp, and then
didn't they just rehire the movie world, the president or something?
I'm sure she got re-signed. Because again, everyone, dude, I had a conversation with someone once. Him and I got into this huge ass debate in a Blurred group to the point where I challenged him to an on video debate. I was like, you pick when, where, I'll bring the StreamYard. We will go on and we will have this debate. We can have the discussion publicly, because I'm more than happy to put you in your place about Kathleen Kennedy. And he was just like, yeah, let's do it. And then he was waiting, and then he found out that her contract was up for renewal. So he's just like, well, we should debate whether or not it should be renewed. I'm like, no. Your angle on this is that she should be fired. I don't want to debate renewal. You said Kathleen Kennedy deserves to be fired for these reasons, and I don't think she should be fired at all. Let's debate that. And he didn't want to anymore.
It's because everybody wants Filoni and Favreau to take over, right? That's the...
Sure. But you would have to show that Kathleen Kennedy did a bad job. And she hasn't.
And she
From
hasn't
a financial perspective at Disney, I am patting her on the back. Look at my Disney Plus subscription.
Must be doing something right. That's
oh my god!
Like,
She brought in Favreau and Filoni. How are you going to say it's her fault that things are bad when she brought in the two people that made the biggest show on your streaming platform and saw your subscriptions? You met your subscription goals for 3 years projected in your first year from the popularity of your first show and your movies. Come on. You guys want to fire this person? That's insane. But she's a woman.
Insanity. Also, I mean, remember, this movie is nearly 3 hours long. So there is a ton that we're not being shown. And that in itself is like mind-blowingly like exciting.
And
it's like
I also
3 hours.
I also heard that I think they pushed up the date in the UK as well.
Like yeah, by a couple days.
Yeah, by a couple days. Why not? It's like, yo, we're ready.
Push it up here. Let's get it here too. Why you got
son in the UK?
Tom's hometown, bruh.
Oh, shit, that's true. Okay,
also, I don't think like
hold on. There's 3 actors in that movie that are for sure British. Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Wong, whichever other person that's speaking in an American accent that's actually British. You know, there's a gang.
We've had 2 British Spider-Man at this point, right?
Yeah. I was saying that at the end of when I was watching Spider-Man 2 the other day, I was just like, Spider-Man 3 is the last one I got to watch in this trilogy, and last time an American played Peter Parker on the big screen. And I was just like thinking about it for a second. I was like, yo, that's true. Yo, the Brits really do come out of the woodworks and take all the roles, don't they?
Yeah, because they know how to do our accents well. They actually study it.
Yeah.
They don't just do freaking what was it? Dick Van Dyke from don't do his accent. Yeah, I got it. I nailed it. Like, nah, man, you got to live here. You got to study us. You got to pay attention. It's a whole thing.
The kid who got hired to play Adam Warlock for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, he's British too.
Yeah, he was saying that when he was on set for the Millers, he was like starstruck when he saw Jennifer Aniston, because he's like, you know, it was weird because she's the one that taught me my American accent. I learned it from watching Friends. And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. Like you based your accent on Chandler and Joey. That's where your American
accent. Well, that's funny. They didn't go to Joey route. He didn't go to Matt. Hey, how you doing?
Everybody knew.
Adam Warlock coming out. How you doing?
Yeah.
So weird.
There's got to be
created the perfect specimen. Yeah. How you doing?
How you doing? Oh my god!
I find it funny that they speaking of like British people, they show Doctor Strange a lot in these trailers, and I don't think he's in more than like 10 to 15% of the movie. I don't think he's in it. That Doctor Strange is 100 times stronger than any of these villains.
True. That's fair. That's
fair. No. Correction. What's Benedict Wong's character's name?
Wong.
Funny. Wong I think is way more powerful than Doctor Strange, because what they do at the beginning of the movie, I'm going on vacation, don't mess up anything. Leaves. And Doctor Strange is like, time to mess up some stuff.
He's definitely the voice of reason. But yeah, there's no way Strange is fighting these villains. It'll be over in seconds.
You know what? It's true, because it's kind of like Thor and the Hulk, right? Like you have these characters that are just so OP. And we've always said that. Go ahead, Joss. Hit us.
Also in what was it? In Endgame, they're like, we're gonna go into space. Wong's like, nah, son, I gotta protect Earth.
Yeah.
Peace. So again, I think secretly Wong is actually the most strong. He should be the Sorcerer Supreme, but he's just like, nah, I'm cool being second.
Pretty
I'm chilling out
here. They always pull him out at the last second, or he pulls himself out at the last second. That is kind of fishy. But I think he's possible,
because we're supposed to see a lot of Skrull like there's supposedly they're gonna do like the Skrull invasion, secret Skrull invasion, like in the comic book, where you're gonna find out that some of your favorite characters may have been Skrulls for a while, like a good while.
Yep, I'm down for that. As long as this whole thing at the end of the day leads to like Secret Wars and Battle World, bro. That's where I want it all to go. Because once you start having Eternals and Celestials, and like everyone they're in different power levels, that's like the only place where you can even them out. You know what I mean? Like, is in that scenario. That'd be so dope. That would be so dope. What else do we have? Did you see the Statue of Liberty with the Captain America shield?
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't notice that.
That was weird. But no, it's not the Statue of Liberty. Is that the Statue of Liberty, or is that another building?
No, it's a statue. They're replacing the torch.
That's just a poster.
They're replacing the torch. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cap would have wanted it that way.
Oh, dude, what the hell?
That's hilarious.
Okay, but that makes me think that that's not
that version of New York,
of the MCU. Yeah,
but it would make sense because Cap's dead and so is Tony. Right? It would make sense that version of the universe is kind of commemorate Cap in some way. It also says Avenger here. I couldn't make out the rest, but it says Avenger as the last thing here. But
the first Avenger, probably, or something like that.
I would dare say that wouldn't make sense for the main MCU Earth to put a shield on the Statue of Liberty. If what's his name? If Sam Wilson's still running around as the new Cap, and they don't like him as Cap, which is part of the story, right? Because the writer said that he's still going to have to prove himself as the new Captain America in his new movie. Yeah. Why would he have the shield, and then you're going to put the shield on the Statue of Liberty?
That's true. It's very possible this is taking place in one of the villains' alternate reality at this point, which is probably how the Spider-Man meet.
Okay, guys, I'll say this right now, right here. This is the first time you'll hear me say it out of all these times. If Tom Holland's Peter Parker starts traveling through multiverses, I'm okay with him encountering one of them.
Okay. It's going to be Andrew Garfield, but yes.
I don't like the idea of them all coming to the MCU's universe and all of them being there together and all the villains coming. Like, that to me just sounds... I like the idea of him traveling and getting messed up and things being out of place. I like a little bit of messy.
Nah, man.
And I think Sony needs it.
No, man. How these movies always work is that this particular Earth is important for some reason.
Of course.
That's where the final battle takes place anyway. Like the scaffolding, all those things look like they happen around this Statue of Liberty.
That makes sense,
right? The construction site.
Sense.
So you notice in one of the scenes, like you have the shield falling. You couldn't really tell what it was. But trust me, I've watched this trailer like 20 times. So I watched it at 0.25, 0.75, 0.5.
Did anyone watch the trailer with all the actors reacting?
Yes.
Yeah, they look fake, like they weren't watching anything.
I know. Okay, thank you. I was watching that thing and I was just like, "Are you guys pretending to watch your own trailer? Like, why are you guys?"
I felt like Zendaya and Jacob. They did that, like, the colored people, like, yeah, you know what we're talking about, like
over exaggeration.
Oh my god!
And he was "Oh, look at that gainer." I was like, "Okay, that's how I know this is fake." Jacob, shut up. Like, look at that gainer. Who watches a trailer and says, "Look at that gainer"?
Jacob,
that's crazy. Anyway, I thought this was pretty crazy to see that they were replacing, at least in some form, in some universe, replacing the torch with Cap's shield. It's crazy.
That's weird, but yeah, I guess I would find it weird
reinforcement for that.
Like Earth 19999, which is the main MCU, I would find it weird if they did that there to put the shield. Because that comes across to me as like full offense to you weirdos, but those like over the top conservative crazy Americans who are just like, yeah, America. Like that's the type of
it matches.
That's the America I would imagine that someone would be like, put the shield on the bloody lady liberty, like, like put it red, white, paint it red, white, and blue. Like
we're not a beacon. We're not a beacon anymore. It's a giant shield.
Yeah.
Do you even know if, I guess, and we don't really know if Tony Stark exists or the Avengers exist in any of their other universes in any way, right? Except Doctor Strange was mentioned in the original trilogy, right?
Yes.
When we were going through the name.
I'll give you that. That was a pretty cool scene to watch in the second Spider-Man, where they're coming up with names for Doc Ock.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They're coming up for names for Doc Ock. And he's just like, what do you call him? Doc Ock, the Dr. Squid. And then he's just like, Doctor Strange. Good idea, but it's already taken. I was like, that made me so happy. Sorry, Jess.
I wonder if that's Sam Raimi just doing a nod to Doctor Strange, or like knowing Sam Raimi a little bit, if that's like a nod to the Doctor Strange movie that came out all those years ago, that really cheesy Doctor Strange.
Well, he's directing Doctor Strange too, which is the crazy part. Like you put a mention of Doctor Strange in your second Spider-Man movie like 20 years ago, and now you're directing the Doctor Strange MCU film.
Yeah,
that's what is it all the spiritual girls on YouTube and Instagram and stuff do? The vision boarding and like
right.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you get him? He's done the Evil Dead series, and that's all about, like, even that third one, the Army of Darkness, he goes into the past and then comes back to the future, and then all, like, the Necronomicon and all that stuff on that. So I mean, that's up his alley. So I wouldn't be.
That's true.
Like, I'd be like, yeah,
it is.
Get him. Yes, do it.
Actually, Evil Dead, was that Evil Dead the first multiversal movie out there? That's crazy. It's true. He did travel through freaking universes. It looked like dimensions.
And the second Evil Dead movie is like the first reboot, like reboot, because that's supposed to be a remake of, like, the first one was more grounded, and then the second one he goes way more crazy. And
first one was an actual horror. Like, I remember it being not so funny and being freaky as hell with the thing under the floor. Oh God. Actually, yeah. If there was ever a movie that scared me as a kid, and I like horror movies, I think it was just Evil Dead. I couldn't watch that for a while. The Evil Dead series, the first one.
I don't watch horror. Y'all know
the
me.
first one.
And
when
then
he loses
Sinister
his hand
5.
for the first time,
just
dude.
Yeah, it was evil. He had to get rid of it.
He had to. Idle hand.
Did we? Are we going to talk about it? Are we going to go Eternals now?
Well, just one last thing. We talked about Sinister 5 because there's technically 5, but we don't. Yeah. Maybe there's a 6 coming around.
So,
rumors of a 6.
Yeah, it could be Venom. It could also be Hobgoblin. We talked about it before.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah,
might not be. Might not be. But I think it might end up being Venom or someone from that Sonyverse, because when they're casting the spell, you'll notice that there's 4 rings around them. And then the 4 rings end up crossing when the spell goes like awry. So I feel like those are universes that Strange, the Sonyverse, the Webverse, the Raimiverse, and the MCU crossing paths. And it ends up looking like the end of Loki. It ends up being purple at the final scene. You know, there's like purple timelines, almost like it's connecting with Loki in some way too. That's something I noticed. So
at the end when he's saying he can't control it anymore.
Yeah. So something else is going on there, I feel like.
And that's why he's incapacitated.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got to be the
listen, he has to go around closing freaking wormholes and shit. He has no time battling Doc Ock. That's
so weird. It's like Spider-Man's technically a street level dude, and it's like, go save the world. And it's like, but I got class in the morning. Go save the world. Shut up.
This is why I like the first movie as well as it was, because the first film, oh my God. If Skinny just put, guys, the 6th man is Mysterio. If they get Jake Gyllenhaal to come back as Mysterio from an alternate reality universe and is actually from another Earth and shows up,
oh my
God,
the
good guy.
That would be interesting.
Would mess with Peter Parker, but that would be interesting.
Yeah,
and if that one ends up actually working, because I know you guys keep telling me Andrew and Toby are in this film, fine. But I kind of like the idea that that's been a red herring this whole time, and that other characters could potentially be helping Peter out, like a Mysterio from the alternate reality who ends up actually being good, like 100%. A Doc Ock. Like, I would, don't get me wrong, if you guys really want to believe in these Spider-Man, cool. If they actually end up being the ones to show up, I don't really like it, but fine. If that's what happens, that's what happens. But
I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't show up. I'm on that line. I'm
realistic though. Yeah. There's some people who are posting if they don't show up, we riot. It's like,
no, I just think it's a big missed opportunity if they don't. That's the only thing I feel.
I think them being in it would just be a nice celebration of Spider-Man over the years, and just being like, yo, I think that'd be really cool just to see that. And it would just blow everyone's minds. I mean, you could do that all you want in comic books because you don't have to pay nobody. You're just drawing on the page, But to the logistics of getting all these actors together to get them for their time and put them here and do that, I think that would be like really, really cool. I just think it would just be cool to put that on celluloid and lock that in for all time.
Damn.
I mean, zeros and ones. We don't.
Really... No, I know, but I respect Nod.
It's like way to age yourself, sir.
I know. You're not older than me, old man.
Of course.
I remember when they used to put all those pictures on the
we went to the picture show. We played a nickel for it.
They had a man in the corner playing the piano. No sound. Sound.
Well,
Eternals,
you brought it up.
Let's
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
God, yeah. I told my buddy earlier, he's just like, what are you guys talking about tonight? I was like, we're going to talk about the trailer, Eternals. I was just like, we're not going to talk about the trailer for an hour, so don't worry. We talked about the trailer for an hour. Fucking hell.
There's a lot.
I did not want us to talk about the trailer for an hour, but that's just what happened. Because now we're not even going to get to talk about Eternals for a full time, because we got to bounce, Eternals was good. Cool. Okay.
Oh, shit. All right, fine. It's over. Bye, guys. We're done.
No, but more so just I watched the movie and I thought to myself, okay, this is, and I feel like last week, and I just want to clarify, I'm not saying Eternals is a bad film. I'm saying Eternals is a good film, but not interesting.
I think the critics are crazy, and it's a much better film than they've been freaking criticizing it for.
Fair. I don't think
much
it's
better.
I think if you took all the elements and looked at all the elements of the film, you could acknowledge that the cinematography, the acting, the mise en scène, all of that stuff is excellent. But the story itself, I found very slow and boring. But I like the movie
because the story in Dune, I felt had the same pacing, and people love the first episode of Dune. Eternals Dune is literally setting. You want to talk about table setting? But I'm not a big fan of people table setting and
Dune doesn't
not
have
doing
Superman.
It well.
That's the big difference, though.
Like this movie, let's stop with the Superman comparison. He's not Superman. First of all, he got killed by the sun. He's not Superman.
He's literally a kid literally calls him Superman at one point, which I thought was great. But
all the DC references in this movie.
So many. This is
more than ever.
Is that Marvel just going like, sup?
Yeah, no, for real.
Sup, fam?
No, it's like, really, sup, how's it going? How's your mom doing? Like they're literally like trying to catch up with an old friend almost. It feels,
but like an old friend who kind of secretly wants to sleep with your girl, like ask you a lot more questions than you're comfortable with. Like, why are you asking where she works? Calm down, homie. Like, it was weird. I was like,
damn.
How are you gonna have a Superman?
Your girl over here. Your girl. Hold on. Let me look. Oh, this is your girl right here.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here, like that?
Yeah. You see these 20 liked pictures? Yeah, man. How's she doing? Like that was weird. You had a Superman reference. You had the Batman reference. You had Athena, who's like Athena, who was obviously.
I love her character though, man. She was just down for a fight. Like anytime you mentioned fight, she was happy. Like she smiled, she was laughing, she was just down. Like she was dope.
Is that like Wonder Woman from Batman versus Superman? She gets punched out by
she's a better one.
Doomsday, and she's like, "Oh, here we go."
That's exactly it.
Repeat it.
All the nuts.
Say it again.
She's a better Wonder Woman.
She was a better Wonder Woman. I'm sorry. Angelina Jolie did a better job of making me feel like she wanted to be there fighting than Gal Gadot has in the last two movies.
Like
she really did.
Yeah. Aside, so here's the thing. I feel like she is, outside of Icarus, the most powerful in the crew. So they had to depower her in some way and make her get the mad worry.
Whatever
mad worry, where all your memories start coming back and you start going crazy. I feel like she was the character that they needed to give that, because otherwise she would just kill everything if she didn't have that
gaslighting at its best form, because Ajax knew for a fact, like, no, it's not just that you've lived so long, it's that you have memories from other lives that are causing you to go mad. And Ajax knew that and was still like, nah, you're just going kind of crazy from these last 1,000 years.
Yeah, see, that's where I did it take Ajax that long to come to like humans? Or
I think so.
You know what? But that's not. But the thing is, she let the crew go early, right?
Yeah. 1,000 something years.
Yeah, but I guess maybe that was a lie because she knew they had to wait for the population to.
But also, Ajax even explains, and so once again, if you guys haven't watched Eternals, they come to Earth. They've been sent there to quote unquote protect humanity from the deviants. The deviants are there because blah 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 blah. Whole lot of nuttiness, but it's interesting. But it's just that to explain it just seems long. All that to say, at one point, Ajax says to Icarus, like, and yes, again, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it. We are about to spoil a scene, so if you want to get all upset about it, so be it, because I need to explain it. But she says to Icarus, like, hey, we actually can't destroy this planet. These people, when Thanos did the snap and erased half of the universe and slowed down the awakening, and then just through sheer willpower, they brought back everybody. Like, there's something special about these people. We can't just erase them.
And we've never experienced this anywhere else with Ben over time. This level of heart and compassion and determination that this species has.
Yeah.
And I think that's what draws them to the humans. And kind of also in a way, draws them to want to be human, almost too.
Yeah,
right.
I could see that. Yeah,
we see that with Sprite. Guaranteed, Sprite didn't feel that way before on any of the other iterations or different planets that they'd been on, but for some reason on this planet, she wants to be like the people.
Yeah.
And actually, like, fall in love, and there's
like
something about humans that attracts these villains and heroes to us. That's pretty much what this movie is saying.
I like Sprite as a character.
I did too. I like Sprite. Dane Whitman, we didn't really see much of him, so I have no opinion at this point. Really,
Dane Whitman's
at the end of the day, Black Knight.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I didn't. There was not much of him for me to even form an opinion on his character.
That was table setting max. Like, we want to introduce a character. Where's a good place to introduce them? Let's toss them in Eternals. That was
exactly.
Yeah, because that.
I mean, we got two random introductions in Eternals.
Who was the
post credit? Eros and Blade.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Both are weird.
Blade you don't see though, you just hear, but still, yes, very random to have Blade, like with Black Knight's about to touch what's the sword called again?
Blade.
Ebony Blade. And it's just like, what did he say? Like, be careful. Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah. Are you sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman? Or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see why and where that leads and what the origin of the Ebony Blade was, because he was about to tell Cersei before she got pulled away by Arishem with the other Eternals. So what did you think?
Astos, right? Were the other two?
Yeah. What did you think
gets away? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, she does. That's true. Well,
because she's not an Eternal anymore. Yeah.
But she still has her powers, by the way. She's just going to age like them. Yeah. She's still going to be capable of everything she's capable of, but she just gets to age like a human now, and she will die.
Oh, I didn't know she still has her powers. Okay.
Yeah, she
anyway,
does.
sorry, you were about to say something.
Which character would you say was your favorite out of all of them, if to pick one?
Oh, it's still well, again, spoiler. If they hadn't killed him, I would say Gilgamesh.
Ooh.
Gilgamesh was my favorite character.
Okay.
Because Gilgamesh is the archetype for all hero stories.
Yes.
Yes.
So I really
he's just loyal to a fucking fault.
Yeah.
He's just a team player.
Yes.
He
brave.
Loves.
Good fight.
He seems to have no hate in his heart. Like he's just too perfect.
Yeah.
That's probably why they had to kill him, to be a martyr.
Yeah, because Gilgamesh in like mythology is like the inspiration for like Hercules and all these other characters throughout history. So that's why and the actor who played Gilgamesh did such a good job of bringing that to life, that like they're such a selfless hero. Like Gilgamesh doesn't care if you celebrate him. He just wants to do the right thing. And that's what makes his
life to take care of Athena while she was going mad, because he knew he was the only one that could. Wow. Like, the sacrifice that takes.
Right. Because the idea, what's the idea? There's strength in never wanting the crown.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Gilgamesh never wants the glory, never wants to. Sure, he jokes with like Kingo and Sprite and them amongst his friends, but he's not actually trying to prove that he's the best. Because again, had he not taken care of Athena, he probably would have been a bigger hero throughout history had he not been there watching over this character who was at any point about to start killing people.
Yeah.
So that's why I think he's my favorite.
Very noble. Very noble. I thought all the jokes with Kingo and Kern landed. Oh, like I love Camille and his butler's character. Yeah. His butler, he's Alfred. They even called him Alfred. They even said, what was Alfred, going on in this movie?
Yeah, because they make a whole joke about like you're Batman. No, you're like it's like what the hell?
So in the Marvel universe,
DC exists.
Yes,
it seems like it's canon.
So no one's making money off of all these characters flying around, and they know who they are. They're making posters, they're making murals of dead people, that they're putting shields up on Statue of Liberties.
Dude,
no one's making movies.
In the first Justice League movie, I think, when they're fighting Superman, which one was it where they resurrected him? The second one?
Second one, yeah.
Right. When the Flash is when the Flash is fighting him, and they're all fighting him at commemoration. If you look at the list of names, they're like name like Marvel characters.
Oh,
on
really?
the list of like it's insane what these two companies are doing. But it doesn't make sense. I'm like, do they pay each other? Is it just allowed? Like, I don't know what the rules are around just naming characters.
I think it's just an Easter egg. I don't.
Yeah.
I guess you're allowed.
It's one of those things like, oh, we got to fill this list.
Yeah.
No one's gonna see this, and then all of us nerds are like, I got this on Blu-ray. I'm pause,
zoom in for magnification.
Yeah.
Look, they mention him. He exists.
Enhance.
Like every TV show from Dick Wolf.
Enhance.
God.
Zoom in, enhance. Oh,
and
it
doesn't pixelate or anything.
Yeah,
it's the perfect resolution.
Got our parents smacking us in the back of it. Why can't you do that? These computers all the time. Why can't you do that? Zoom in and make it nice.
Oh my God.
I appreciated Marvel taking a different stab, a different direction.
But who was your favorite? Yeah.
I would have to say Makari.
Oh yeah.
I really like
the epitome of a
character.
speedster.
Yeah. They didn't need to do slow-mo to show you she was fast.
Yeah.
that was my favorite part, is the fact that they didn't require slow-mo and you got the point. You could see she was powerful.
Oh my God.
And I love the fact that she was deaf too, and the crew, the rest of the team were just like, they all spoke sign language to like include her, but she was also the only one. All the things she collected over the millennia
that was cool.
on their ship, I thought that was cool too, and that became useful to the team later on.
Is she essentially like an Indiana Jones? Like,
I would
she's
say
just
so.
been living.
She's a Tomb Raider.
Was she living in the Domo the whole time?
Yep, that's what we were supposed to believe. Under Iraq.
That's crazy. Because I'm like,
that's right.
I'm like, when they got onto the ship and she's just sitting there in a throne surrounded by stuff, I was like,
but imagine how slow time must move to a speedster.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. You've been down there for 1,000 years.
That's crazy when you think about it.
So
I respect that she didn't lose her mind. Sorry, Jaws.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the Indiana Jones or Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Oh,
look at this stuff! Isn't it neat?
It's so true.
It's like, why do we have all this junk? Oh my God, all this junk is useful.
Yeah, she has Excalibur on the Domo, which Athena wields for a second.
Yeah,
I thought that was dope.
I don't want to watch another universe where King Arthur is real. I put that behind me. It's
real. Merlin was the first Sorcerer Supreme. Like it's canon.
Yeah.
I thought I put that behind me with Transformers and the Last Knight.
We're about to see more of that with Black Knight coming in too, and his origin, his ties to Camelot. Right, all those things. It's here we go. It's it's endless possibilities in the MCU at this point. To be honest, they just open the gate for anything. Like they can't lose at this point.
That sounds a bit cold, though. You know, it's like, hey, regular movie companies that's trying to do. Oh, what's his name? Guy, that British director that did the. Guy Ritchie. Hey, Guy Ritchie. We're gonna do Camelot on our end. Ha 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 ha. Marvel MCU just like, we're gonna do it on our end. You tried to do it, and you didn't do it. You failed.
Didn't Disney give him a movie to direct? The live action one of the live action ones recently.
Oh, interesting. I feel like
I know it was Aladdin.
Was it an Aladdin?
Oh, it might have been Aladdin.
I wish you direct Aladdin.
I think I'm pretty sure.
Jesus Christ! No wonder that movie's so fucking weird.
Disney's like, hey, we're about to.
I was wondering why there's a British guy speaking in a weird slang with a gun.
Yeah, director Guy Ritchie,
and it was
Will Smith Aladdin.
Abu.
Yeah.
Abu has a British accent.
Abu comes in, he's just like, oh, is that right? Oh,
you mean
and you're like, what the fuck?
Was that Gypsy or was that Cockney?
Cockney.
It was blended crazy mess.
Yeah.
Cockney, Gypsy, Brad Pitt. I don't know what you were trying to do.
He was a Cockney Gypsy. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. I know it's legit. Real. It was just intense how hard it was to understand.
So you haven't seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? Then?
Oh yeah. I've seen all of them.
There's another part in there where he has someone speaking in Cockney, and you're like, I don't even. What is this?
And there's like the movie Limey that I saw when I was younger, where that guy speaks in Cockney. It's like I get it. I understand. It's just you need subtitles for all of it, guys. Who understands it but the people of a small section of the world?
Well, didn't they make that joke in one of the Austin Powers movies where he meets his dad?
Oh,
And they start speaking in real. So him and Michael Caine, they start speaking in real British, and you just don't understand what they're saying.
Oh my god. Speaking of real British, though, I gotta say, Icarus.
What was that about? Why did he feel the need? Why did he feel the need to do that too? Also,
I think so. Have either of you read the Neil Gaiman run with Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr.? Yeah. So you know how Sprite and Droog are kind of like the ones playing games in those in that one? I feel like they were just like, we can't always have the pretty white boy be the hero. And that's why I feel like, because there was a one point in the film where I turned to my partner and said, this movie's gonna make the white boy the bad guy. I just said it to her.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah. I was watching the movie and I was just like, he's too nice of an ex-boyfriend. like all these things that I was just like, this white boy's about to go white boy crazy. And then of course when it happened, I just started giggling to myself because I was like, okay. And I thought for a second it was gonna be Droog because I was just like, well, that's another white boy.
Mind control.
Yeah, I was like,
which was creepy as fuck.
But he's good at it's good though. Like that was a really good representation of it.
It was a great representation of his powers. Yeah. I just thought, I guess he has his hunger. I think he has issues being alone.
Yeah,
that's the thing with Druid. He's not a bad person. He doesn't have but the things he's doing, like you're literally controlling people against their will still, right? Like even though you have a commune and you're keeping them safe, right? Like there's no one's touching your little community.
Oh right? No, commune.
But like it was a commune. Yeah,
it was a cult.
Dude, it was a cult.
They were all dressed the same, and
there's a church. He was very David Koreshian.
Yeah. No. But you know what's weird?
But
I gotta say something that threw me off a little bit. If he's been doing it for 1,000 years, he said, shouldn't the community be the size of New York City? By like,
they should be huge.
You have because remember in the scene when he leaves with an entire city, the entire city follows him as he walks away. And then 1,000 years later, his village is 10 huts. What the fuck are you talking? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, to thin the herd for.
Sounds like it's what was that movie? Snowpiercer.
Oh yeah,
you can only have a certain amount of people. If you have too many,
he probably learned over generations that there's a certain amount of people that you need to sustain a good environment or a good economy, and he let the others go, or trim the herd,
just like the Matrix.
Exactly.
The machines have to. Oh, we got to reboot the system. Destroy Zion again.
Of which,
yes,
Thanos was right. Oh. Thanos was a good guy.
Oh, not this again.
No,
Thanos knew why.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No,
but it makes sense now. It makes so much more sense that he's just a mad titan. He's half deviant.
Mad titan.
He's half deviant, half eternal.
Yes, he had the deviant gene. He's evil. He wanted to destroy the universe.
But there's a reason why.
Oh
he
man,
hated Celestials. Just like the deviants hated Celestials. He's like, this is how I keep them from respawning, from regenerating, from creating more of themselves. Thanos
they would have
a good guy this whole time.
Explicitly say that in a movie.
Yeah,
otherwise
exactly. I'm not buying that.
I'm not buying that this guy went around being like, gotta stop the Celestials.
It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell.
I would only buy it if Thanos came in his Thanos copter that said Thanos on the tail of it, like in the comics. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, I can't give it. I can, as much as I love Thanos as a character and I love Killmonger as characters, I can't side with them. They definitely are villains. They're definitely evil people. Killmonger's whole mentality might have been equality, but equality through mass murder
and us being the rulers on top of them instead of being like, hey, let's get this together. Nah, we taking over.
You know who else has that approach? We live in the province run by them. That mentality of like, when the pendulum swings in our direction, when we have the control, we will run it with an iron fist. That's how it feels to live in Quebec, guys. Yeah. I love this province. I think the language is important, but the whole thing of trying to like control and stop everyone else is very Killmongerish. Sorry.
Yeah. But we all love Killmonger, so why can't we get Thanos?
He's a fucking great character. Did you guys hear the rumor M'Baku is going to be Black Panther?
Yeah,
I've been seeing.
That's the new rumor right now that's going on.
I don't like it, but that's the rumor.
Anybody,
but I'll accept it, I guess.
Technically, anybody could be Black Panther as long as you win the challenge. Then you're Black Panther. Killmonger was Black Panther, so I mean,
yeah.
I don't like. I know some people are just like, oh, it's gonna be Shuri. We'll see. I don't know what Letitia's doing these days. She's getting herself in a little bit of trouble every once in a while. I keep hearing, but I mean, I'm nervous about this Wakanda Forever film because Chadwick passing, and it's his birthday soon, November 29th. For anyone who wants to pay respects. Yeah.
And like the fact that they don't want to recast him, which I kind of respect. That's I mean, there's 3 Spider-Man. 4 if you count the animated, 5, 6, 7. There's how many Batman and how many James Bond?
Yeah, see, so that's the thing. Batman's probably the best example. I would say that if an actor who was playing Bruce Wayne passed away, they wouldn't say toss the franchise out the window.
Oh, that's crazy. That's true. That's true.
Don't get me wrong. I was on board at the beginning with don't recast him yet. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Don't recast him yet. Give us the one movie. Let it breathe. Let us get used to the fact that he's gone. We don't need to see another actor in the role in the second movie. It's going to be a little hard for us to handle. Yeah. But I'm not saying don't ever recast him. That's crazy to me.
And it's not like Marvel hasn't done that before.
Right.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, but it seemed like the impact he had was he got the Heath Ledger approach.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sorry. I'll let you finish. I was
going to say Heath Ledger had such an impact with how well he played the character that no one really wants to see anyone else play that character. They ended up recasting Joker years later.
Yeah.
Which is what I think Marvel should do versus replacing T'Challa with a different character playing Black Panther. It should be a T'Challa 10 years from now.
But in the meantime, I'm okay with someone else help, like Jaws said, having the mantle.
Yeah,
I'm down
with
that.
That's how is it a multiverse thing?
Ooh, I hope not. That's not what I heard. No. I just heard that he's the new Black Panther.
No, sorry, I meant when they recast a T'Challa, is that going to be a multiverse thing?
Oh, interesting.
How else do you bring?
I mean, I would say you can just recast the actor. Again, like
they're gonna say he's dead in this movie.
Is he supposed to be dead in the Wakanda Forever?
I'm positive T'Challa is going to be dead.
I'm not 100% certain, but I know they're like we're not gonna go in that direction and recast him and just too much,
I don't think they should kill T'Challa again. Like I was one of the first people to say we don't need him back yet. I was one of the first people to say don't recast, but I was thinking you don't need him now. You can take a break. You can give it a breather. You can give us one film. You don't have to say never recast because this actor brought so much life to this character that no one else could ever fit in the shoes. Yes, it's going to be insanely difficult for any actor to ever try and do it. But hey, Joaquin Phoenix probably didn't think it was going to be easy to try and tackle Joker after what Heath did with it, but he still did it. Yeah, and I know technically
he made it his own.
Yeah, technically he had Jared Leto in between to fuck it up and give him a chance to reclaim the mantle as someone doing it better. But at the same time, like I still think you could have someone play T'Challa down the road. I
would say like probably on Disney's side, they're like, he didn't tell us he was sick. He really didn't tell nobody. Like we had no idea. So this messes up everything that we had, and we have to like kind of either salvage what we have or just
scrap and pivoting. Marvel's really good at Marvel's done a really good job at
I mean, and if they really, and honestly, if they really didn't care, like Marvel, I would say no, Disney in general has been really going hard on this de-aging thing. hard.
Seriously.
And they brought back Grand Moff Tarkin, and they had for
they
Rogue
can't
One.
do that for Black Panther though.
I know, but I'm saying they did. They got the state to say yes, you can do it, and they did that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then also with what's her name, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could do
Doc
it.
Ock, Tony.
I mean, I'm saying they
Russell,
could do it, but it's just like
the ego in Guardians of the Galaxy. They have been de-aging people a lot.
What's his name? What's his name? Samuel L. Jackson. Goliath.
But wait, are you saying to take T'Challa's likeness and?
I'm saying that. Yeah, I'm saying Disney could totally do that, and they've done it before.
Wow.
But they're just like, that would not be a good look for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone would just be like, yo,
it's one of those things that they could never do because they would upset a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd be upset.
So I think on their end, they're just gonna be, we're gonna play it safe. We're not gonna recast them. We're gonna leave it at that.
That's a scary thought. No one ever dies at that point.
Yeah. That's the scariest thing.
That's one of those. You know what, man? Okay,
they've done it already.
We got to invite Tristan Dalala to come on the show and discuss that. I'm going to reach out to him because I talked about that with him when it comes to video game culture and the fact that when you sign those deals for mocap and they have all those motions and movements like saved, they technically don't need you again, and they have all those motions and can put different faces on. Yeah. And there have been mocap actors who've had their likeness used in different games because that stuff was saved and weren't paid the second time.
Yeah.
And that is part of the conversation that I'm worried when it starts coming to movies, once they get to the graphics being good enough so that you could pass, like with these deep fakes where you get an actor to do it and then you get some kid, like the kid who did the Luke Skywalker deepfake that was so good that Lucasfilm hired him.
Yeah,
you get a kid like that who starts doing these things and making movies. You can have anyone do a movie and just slap someone else's face on, and you have your Bond for 50, 60, 70, 100 years because you'll never need to switch the face. Any actor can play the role.
Yeah,
and you have the
Did
face.
You hear
saved.
Tom Holland wants to put his name in the hat to be next Bond eventually?
Oh, God, no, dude, you're 10.
He's too young.
He's not that young, though.
I mean, he's not that young, but he looks young. He's
like, I know.
He's also Maguire, Elijah Wood. Like he just forever young.
Yeah. I love
Daniel
the kid,
Radcliffe.
but he's gonna be Tom Cruise height for most of his life.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to say that as an insult because we've had.
But at least he's way past. I mean, he's way past at this point. He's stuck.
But at least
sure,
he can do a backflip.
Yeah, and you do a badass backflip.
He's still a gymnast, so I'll give him that. Like,
but he's not. That's the thing. I don't see him because he's a grown adult, and I don't see him growing much more. Like he doesn't look that tall.
Make him Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Make him Robin. Make him a Robin. Make him a Nightwing. Make him Dick Grayson.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Honestly, I don't think he'd take that role after Spider-Man.
I will say no, that's fair, but I'm going to say Jaws D is not wrong in getting someone with that level of athleticism to do Nightwing because no offense to Homeboy on Titans, but dude, you're not doing like that's not Nightwing.
He's not doing gainers, bro.
I want to see. I want to see the like Grayson's no net Grayson type moves.
Yeah. From
a Robin or a Dick Grayson. Yeah. And all we get is this guy with two batons who goes, yeah. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
It won't be Tom, though, but someone similar who has the same level of acrobatic skills as he does with Spider-Man. Because I don't think he wants to play Spider-Man past 30. He's mentioned it a few times at this point.
How tall is he?
5'8", and Daniel Craig's 5'10". So it's not too far off.
Oh, shit. He's 5'8"?
Yes, sir.
Zendaya's tall. He looks so small next to everyone, though.
Because Zendaya's tall. she's not a short girl.
Because Mark Wahlberg and him have the new
Uncharted.
Thank you. And in Uncharted, he looks like so small compared to Wahlberg. And Wahlberg.
So they probably just shoot it differently. Like they put Wahlberg on a stilt or something.
Wahlberg's like 6 feet. He's not that tall.
He's like 5. They're about the same height. It's just that Wahlberg looks.
How tall is Wahlberg? I would think Wahlberg's at 6 feet. 5'8" to 6 feet, the 4 inches. I mean, I guess it's not that big.
Wahlberg's like 5'7" from what I'm seeing here.
What?
Again,
why are you so surprised?
They put him on a box.
Yeah, dude.
Also,
in the trailer,
force perspective. First of all,
yeah, okay,
and it's probably in his contract that he needs to look taller in some way. Also, he's bigger, muscle wise. It could also make you appear larger than the other person.
Remember, whenever you see, like in Creed 2, whenever you see Drago and Rocky in the same frame, Drago is sitting.
Wait,
on purpose.
Hold on. Did you say Mark Wahlberg is 5'7"?
5'7", yeah.
Because
he's the same height as Tom Cruise, probably.
In the movie No Pain, No Gain, the Michael Bay film, him, Anthony Mackie, and The Rock are in it, right?
Yeah.
And they all look like relatively the same size.
They're filmed at different angles. Look, watch the movie and see if they're ever next to each other.
God damn, dude. I would have never guessed that Wahlberg's 5'7". I want to thump that little now.
Let it be known right now. Let it be known right now. Doc has been fooled. He's been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and couldn't see it coming.
I did not. God damn.
Couldn't see it coming.
Oh, man. That's
great.
This
is how they film movies.
Anthony Mackie. I need to know how tall
he's like 6. He's got to be like 5, not 10, something like that.
No, just because you see them on a big screen doesn't mean that they're like giant men.
I know.
They all linebackers and professional athletes.
God damn.
Anthony Mackie is 5'9". Yeah.
So he's the same height as me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 5'9" and a half.
But to go back about
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay, we got to wrap up soon. Go ahead, hit us.
Just to go back about Tom Holland probably not going to DC. I mean, there's been a ton of other actors that jump ship back and forth.
But not major leads of their own franchise.
Dude. Like he's not going to leave Spider-Man to play Nightwing for another 10 years. You know,
I don't know. There's probably a non-complete clause for like 3 months, 3 years or something. I mean, they back up enough money, he'll do it.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I'm not saying if you didn't pay him enough. Dude, if you paid all of them enough, they'd all go to DC. If you told Robert Downey Jr. tomorrow, hey, 10 million, Bruce Wayne, 10 years, like the next 3 movies, we'll give you 10 million, 20 million, whatever you want. Robert would be like, guess I'm Bruce Wayne, motherfuckers. And
I think he'd be 100.
Rolling right in.
I think he's in the hundreds right now for Iron Man.
God damn,
he's up there and he's like, okay, I'm gonna stop here, but if you want me back, you really got it. And that's why they're like, we'll have Tony in the movie, but not in the movie.
Yeah. I'm telling you, once they figure out that mocap shit, they're never going to use the Robert Downey Jr. again. Him, the Hulk. The Hulk is probably one of the easiest ones too, because his ass is never on screen. It's always that mocap thing suit to make the Hulk, the smart Hulk, big and stuff.
Yeah, but they kind of make him look kind of like Mark Ruffalo now, though.
Yeah, but
that's another character that's disappointing me these days. It's just the version of the Hulk we have right now is so.
I mean, we saw all those little trailers from Disney Day and Disney Plus.
The She-Hulk one.
Yeah, She-Hulk, Moon Knight.
It's fine. Moon Knight. Oh, Moon Knight was okay. I'm excited for Moon Knight. Actually,
more about that X-Men 97.
Yeah,
about that X-Men 97, bro.
Yeah, we should have talked about that more, but we do actually have to bring it to a close, unfortunately.
Hit it.
Jaws, hopefully you can come back soon, because we should talk about X-Men 97. We should talk about those little clips, all the little information we got from Disney Plus Day, because that's actually some super interesting stuff that we didn't get to cover at all. But guys, we do have to head out. Geek news and rumors, we're probably not going to really get to do it much, but just to let you guys know, I think the only news I had was Matrix. Oh, was it Matrix related? No, what did I have? Oh, Randall Park has been tapped to star in a Netflix series about a Blockbuster video store. And I think that is Netflix's most hilarious thing ever, to make a series about Blockbuster video stores. Technically, they did not cause the downfall of Blockbuster, but like that first episode of Luther where that guy's hanging on the ledge, they didn't help him.
Actually,
you go,
about
Toby.
To say the same thing I said.
Yeah,
is
probably.
That the CEO of Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix.
I know.
I know. Said no.
I listened to that Land of the Giants podcast, guys.
But that was like you could find that on any like YouTube channel. They constantly bring that up over and
Oh,
over
sure,
and
but
over
I'm just
again.
saying, if you want a really nice in-depth coverage of like the fall of
How
Blockbuster,
it happened,
Land of the and the rise of Netflix, Land of the Giants did a whole season on that stuff, and it's really, really interesting. Those two were playing each other, and they could have worked together, and it would have been interesting.
Also, Red Notice was meh.
Oh, yeah, dude, I saw Bond this weekend because I started Red Notice and it was so bad I stopped it. I turned to my partner, I said, "You want to go see Bond? Because I want to watch a good action movie." And we left the house to go see Bond.
Yeah, it was nothing special, and it was Marvel. It was their most expensive movie, right, to date,
not good
on Netflix. Yeah.
I didn't like it. I did not like it. But that's it, guys. We always have a blast doing this show for you people. You know, we love you. You guys are great. And make sure you subscribe now. And also, I've been told we don't tell you guys about the Twitch enough, so I'll make sure to add the Twitch as well. But it's twitch.tv/Geektastic Cypher. So I highly recommend, if you guys want to, you can watch us on YouTube and watch us on Twitch. But by all means, join us on Twitch. You know, subscribe, get on there. We want to get our visibility up on Twitch. We appreciate you guys, and we'll be back soon with another episode. You can also check out all the stuff on our YouTube channel because we have a whole bunch of great stuff. I actually re-uploaded the episode we did of Moon Knight Volume 1, Lunatic from That's Canon. It is now a YouTube audio video, so you guys can go check that out. It's up there on our channel, which once again is youtube.com/freeXagentsmedia. Guys, that's it. That's the whole show. Anything you guys want to tell the people?
The fact that we talked about Moon Knight back in 2016 and wanting it to be its own thing, a TV show or movie, and then Marvel did it 5 years later, shows they're listening to us. That's all.
We've been saying it. We have been saying it. Jaws, your usual sign off, because I know you have a Transformers Slag. You got a whole bunch of stuff you're doing, so I'll let you sign us out.
You can catch me on Transformers Slag. You can catch me on Twitter at JawsD. Also, I'm going to give a little shout out to Quinn's Ideas on YouTube. It's a black nerd that talks about books and stuff like that. And he has a bunch of stuff on Dune. Check him out. He's actually really cool. And yeah, I think that's about it.
We out, y'all. Peace, everybody.